It's weird, chat. It's strange this time of night. Hey, everybody. Welcome back to the channel. Thank you so much for joining me on this Wednesday on what is the new and improved time schedule. I'm hoping more people find us at this new time schedule and it all works and it's all nice. I don't have to go back to it, doing it later. So literally just talking to Luce and we're saying when we finish tonight at 9, that will be the time we used to start. And I'll be able to get ready to go to bed. And like today, honestly, genuinely, 100% today is a case in point as to why this new schedule is so incredibly important. Last night, I woke up at 10 to 5 in the morning, or this morning, I should say. I woke up at 10 to 5 in the morning. 10 to 5 in the morning I woke up, and I couldn't go back to sleep. So I'm absolutely baggaged now, right? And this now means that at 9 o'clock, I can go upstairs, have a shower, wind down, go to bed, go to sleep to half 10, half 10, right? And then I actually get a reasonable night's sleep rather than this carrying on to tomorrow and then carrying on to Friday and then carrying on to Saturday. Case in point, it's actually working for me. So I hope you all still continue to join us on Wednesdays. I hope you still continue to join the shows. If you're watching this live or on demand, please don't forget to hit the magical YouTube buttons for us. Hit the like if you enjoy our content. Smash subscribe if you haven't already. And hit that bell notification icon if you want to be notified every single time you go live or we go live or drop a new video. Thank you so much to all the people that have been subscribing. Thank you to all the people that have been liking. Thank you to all the people that have been gifting memberships and all doing all the member things, including Mr. Victor, who became a member even before the stream started. Thank you, you wonderful people. It means the world to us. We now have midweek wangs. I only recently learned that wang means what a nice guy. I didn't know that. Didn't know that. Who knew? Right? Who knew? So here we are on Wednesday at the new time of 7:30, and we're going to talk about a bit of Tau tonight. Tau and Crisis, big changes to Battlesuits. I'll explain why the Tau and Crisis part in just a moment. But otherwise, I hope you're all doing well. I hope you've all had a wonderful hump day, kind of. I mean, we're over the worst part of the week, right? 2 days to go. 3 days up until Wednesday, 2 days to go, over halfway, for most people at least, unless you're a shift worker or one of those people, in which case, I'm sorry. I'm really sorry. And you might be one of those weird people who are in the future who are already in Thursday. Okay? Some of you are already in Thursday, like Marvin over in Australia, already in Thursday. Anyway, thank you so much for joining us. Like I say, it means the world. You guys are incredible. I love you all. There we go. Let's see how many midweek wangs we can get in on a Wednesday. I can't talk. I'm so tired I can't talk today. But we're going to get through it, right? We're going to get through it, chat. We're going to talk. Before you get into Tau, would you do bolt action on the channel? No. No. Will I play bolt action on a channel? Yes. Would I put bolt action on this channel? No. No, I wouldn't. Because I don't think it works. I don't think it makes good content. I don't think it gets lots of views. I think it murders our algorithm. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Vex. I would play bolt action. We'd have to make a separate channel for it, right? Anywho. So I've been going around saying I have a massive what a nice guy. Yeah, you have exactly that. So we're going to talk a little bit about Tau today, right? Because there's some articles be coming out about new Codex Tau that's coming quite soon. It's on the horizon. Okay. So we are going to talk about this article that came out recently, and we're going to talk about Battlesuits. And there's a reason why I've specifically focused on this one. Now, Tau Battlesuits have basically been a staple of Tau armies for the longest time. In fact, I'd suggest that in 9th edition, one of the strongest builds was multiple units of big Battlesuits with certain weapon options. And the certain weapon options point is the bit that I want to focus on. So this isn't a negative stream, but I actually kind of want to get a community feel for this, right? So I also want to know what you guys think. And obviously, I would be absolutely over the moon if you stick them on big colourful postcards to make Amy, the obedient servant of the channel, read them out to me, right? So there were certain builds, and there have always been certain builds that are quite popular. And there's a lot of people that have got a lot of Tau suits, a lot of stuck-on guns. A lot of them are stuck on in random configurations, and some of them are stuck on in optimized configurations, and some of them have all of one weapon stuck on. And the stuck on is important because we also have people like Paddy who exist who have in fact magnetized the world. Now, not only are these weapons stuck on, but a lot of these weapons didn't come in the original Tau box sets for Crisis suits, and so people have sourced them. And there's a variety of ways in which people have sourced battlesuit weapons, albeit eBay, it could be 3D printing. Nonetheless, it's probably cost people money to glue these weapons together. Okay, we'll leave that there. To get these weapons together and then glue them on the suits. We'll leave that there. We'll get into that just a moment, right? So, we're going to open up Das article. And we're going to share it with you wonderful people, okay? This should work. Let's see if this works. Boop. Does it work? Yeah, it works. Okay, cool. Right, beautiful. So, this article was released 2 days ago on the 11th, on Monday. Evan, thank you for the gifted. You're a legend. Mordy Hammer, thank you for the 5 gifted, you fucking hero. That puts us on 7 wangs for tonight. If you haven't already, please make sure you've got gifted memberships turned on. And if someone gifts you membership, !Discord, come and join us in the Great Hall Discord server. We can talk about all things Warhammer and everything else. Make sure you use your membership. And make sure you say thank you to the person who gifted it to you, because they're lovely people that are spending their hard-earned money so that you get to come and hang out in Discord, right? 7 new wangs in a night already, right? Fly close and unleash hell with a Tau Empire detachment full of battlesuits. So this is suggesting that this detachment itself is focused just on battlesuits. And battlesuits were one of the most common things we saw, I think, in previous editions for Tau. I wonder if it's going to be the same, or whether it's not going to be quite so bad, or whatever. Let's have a look, right? The Tau Empire's battlesuit technology is at the forefront of their military conquests. From prowling stealth battlesuits to the towering Riptide, these mighty combat armors allow Firecast pilots to grapple with the worst horrors of the galaxy can muster. And even if you're not up for ringing the Recruit Dinner Bell, a new detachment in Codex Tau Empire gives your battlesuits even more ways to leap into action. All right, battlesuits. I kind of like battlesuits, but I think they can look derpy. Like these look derpy. Cold Star suits, however, absolute fire. I feel like the old battlesuit models do need a bit of an update to kind of stretch them out a bit, make them less sort of fat and chunky, and make them look more kind of battlesuity, in my opinion. If you're a fan of filling the battlefield with high-tech combat walkers, like a certain Red Renegade, the Retaliation Cadre is just what the Ethereals ordered, unless it is the Red Renegade, then the Ethereals won't, because, anyway, lore. Its detachment rule exemplifies the daring of these bonded heroes, delivering a high-stakes, close-range playstyle where battlesuits descend upon enemy units and blast them to pieces. Have you ever wished your burst cannons could hit strength 6 or even AP-1 to really mow down infantry? Consider those wishes answered, as battlesuit guns get extra strength and armor penetration depending on how close your pilots dare to advance. Extra AP if you get close. I mean, that went well, didn't it, in 9th edition, so bring it back, why not? Bonded heroes. Each time a Tau Empire battlesuit model from your army makes a ranged attack that targets a unit within 12 inches, improve the strength of that attack by 1. If that attack targets a unit within 6 inches, improve the armor penetration of that by 1 as well. So I feel like the 6-inch range for AP1 additional is not that bad. Like, I feel like that's okay. I don't think that's too bad at all. The +1 strength for 12 inches, not that bad. I'm actually kind of okay with this. It's not that bad at all. The Tau Empire isn't reckless or wasteful, though. They make use of canny stratagems to keep their battlesuits out of harm's way. The shortened blade allows close-range suits to stay safely in orbit before dropping down at near point-blank range, perfect for eliminating enemy tanks with a fusion blaster fusillade. Then employ the Torch Star Gambit to jet away safely once their shooting has resolved. The 2 CP for this strategic ploy, a Tau Empire battlesuit unit from your army that is arriving using Deep Strike, you can set it up 3 inches away instead of the normal 9. A unit target the stratagem is not eligible to charge. I mean, you probably don't want to charge with Tau anyway, right? So, I mean, fair enough. 2 CP. Then you can do this for another CP, so it's going to cost you 3 CP in total. After you've shot 1 Tau Empire battlesuit unit from your army that can fly, whose attacks have been resolved this phase, if it's not within engagement range of enemy units, it can make a normal move. If it does, the unit cannot declare a charge this turn. Again, you don't want to charge. So you can Deep Strike within 3 for 2 CP, and then move back however far a battlesuit can move to get out of harm's way. Be a bit further away from your enemy unit. Like, this is good, but it's 3 CP, which is quite a sink. But you're only going to get 6 Tau stratagems to use, and these are 2 of them for your particular battlesuit force. I think it's decent. Not forgetting that deep striking within 3 inches also then triggers a detachment rule, +1 strength and +1 AP on your weapons. Not bad at all. I bet some people are already thinking about the kinds of combinations they'd want on their Crisis battlesuits. Well, let's talk about that, shall we? Since we're on the topic, let's talk about Crisis battlesuits. One of the coolest things about the current edition of Warhammer 40,000, I love how they do this, by the way. I love how they say this, right? One of the coolest things about the current edition is it? Right, this is a thing that's been heavily criticised by the community in general and heavily criticised by people that play the game frequently. And one of the things that makes it far too complicated because there's too many rules. So GW, here's what we'll do. We'll tell everyone they're wrong by saying one of the coolest things about the current edition of Warhammer 40,000 is that every unit gets its own special ability. Not cool, Games Workshop, stupid idea. While this is great for most, it hits a snag when massively flexible models need an ability that suits every possible loadout. After all, a bonus that's ideal for close-range flamers might not be nearly as effective for long-range missile pods. Imperial strategists have addressed this issue by spreading flexible tanks like the Leman Russ or Gladiator across different datasheets. And the Tau are nothing if not quick learners. The new Codex Tau Empire splits Crisis Battlesuits into 3 distinct datasheets based around classic configurations, Star. And veteran Tau commanders might recognise a few names from lore of yore. Okay, Fire Knife, Sunforge, Star Scythe. The person who was naming these wasn't really bothered. Wasn't really bothered at all, right? The Sunforge configuration melts down heavy targets with twin fusion blasters. Fire Knife battlesuits mix and match plasma rifles and missile pods to crack elite troops, and Star Scythe teams choose from a buffet of burst cannons and flamers to wipe out massed hordes. It doesn't mention the cyclics that everyone's been able to take for a long time. They're all still Crisis Battlesuits, but now they get custom abilities that really help their chosen roles. Take the Crisis Sunforge Battlesuits, for instance. Their Sunforge ability helps to mitigate the low rate of fire on their fusion blasters by giving powerful rerolls against their ideal targets. With the Retaliation card with Detachment rule in play, you're firing from strength 10 shots at AP 5, each dealing d6 plus 2 damage, with a reroll on both wound rolls and damage. Sunforge. Each time an attack made by a model in this unit is allocated to a monster or vehicle unit, you can reroll the wound roll and you can reroll the damage roll. That's pretty nuts, that, right? These new distinctions have another benefit for battlesuit aficionados. No army can contain the same datasheet more than 3 times, but each of these configurations is a different datasheet. This means you can squeeze up to 9 crisis teams into your roster, ready to retaliate as preemptively as the greater good demands. Now, this is kind of cool, right? This is kind of cool that you can take full battlesuit army of just Crisis. I'm into that. More on that in just a moment. Don't worry if your own Crisis suits have different armaments. The current datasheet will be added to Legends so you can keep using more diverse hardpoint combination if you wish. We know what happens with Legends. Legends is the Warhammer 40k graveyard, despite the fact that on the channel we try and allow it, okay? Oh, GW, less rerolls I see. Exactly. Commanders can join all 3 of these new units and retain their own flexible weapon options, so you can outfit them according to their chosen bodyguard. Their own abilities focus on supporting the entire unit, with the Enforcer Commander lowering the armor penetration of incoming fire, while the Cold Star Commander turbo boosts its allies so they can keep up with its incredible speed. While this model is leading a unit, each time a ranged attack targets this unit worsened by 1, so he gives you permanent armor of contempt. At the Cold Star, the unit has a move characteristic of 12, and range weapons equipped by models like unit have the assault ability. So you put a Cold Star in that unit of fusion, you drop them within 3 inches, you blast your tank into pieces, you then move 12 inches out the way and go, come at me. All right. More Tau Empire rules are on the way, as Awesome Crew Hunting Pack, which is your first chance to get your hands on Codex Tau Empire, goes up for pre-order this Saturday. So this is the first asterisk, okay, which is up here somewhere, right? Where is it? Here, right? Based around classic configurations, asterisks. And it says this also allows their points cost to more accurately reflect their equipment rather than the priciest possible loadout. So this is kind of like, this is good. This is a good reason for it. This obviously clarifies how many data sheets you can take. Okay. On the whole, interesting team. It's interesting. But I have to feel a little sorrow for Tau players who have glued all of their weapons and don't want to use Legends rules because they want to go to tournaments, who potentially are going to have to now break weapons off, or they're going to have to buy data sheets all over again. There's also no mention of Cyclic, which was probably the most powerful Tau weapon, I think, probably in 9th edition, and was therefore spammed literally everywhere, completely removed, no talk of that at all. Armor of Contempt, which is a CP stratagem for Space Marines on units with Crisis Commanders, it feels a bit much right now. I don't feel like some of this is going to help Tau players become more popular. Is it? Let's be honest. I've never ran my oops all suits list, but I want to. I mean, I prefer Crisis suits. I like the idea of massed infantry and devilfish overall, but I prefer the battlesuit mechanic.
They should have named these configurations after LaCroix options because they have no F-hatting flavor. Strip all the flavor from 40k with power level.
There's a topic close to your heart, John, isn't it? John's one of the biggest wangs, by the way. He's not just a midweek wang. John's an all-the-time wang, right? All-the-time wang, okay? It's the thing... I do like the fact that they... Like, I like the fact that there is potentially, in this edition of the game, going to be a reason to run the different types of data sheets. So what we're not going to see, potentially, is everybody just running the same crisis loadout all the time, because we have the different data sheets that will have different abilities. So I'm kind of into that. Like, I think that's better overall. But remember the marketing material for 10th edition. Remember the simplified, not simple. Simplified, not simple. Let's take one data sheet, turn it into 3. Not only have we turned it into 3 data sheets, we've now introduced 3 additional special rules. That's not making it simpler. And that's not one of the coolest things about the new edition of Warhammer 40k either. And then to use the whole... Well, yeah, you see, by breaking it into 3 data sheets, one of the things we can do is we can more accurately point it. Well, you could have done that anyway. If weapons cost points, you fucking morons. You had that ability. You could do that. You took it away. Because you're fucking stupid. Oh, it's just a heart. I was waiting for her to talk to me. Thanks, Chris, for the heart. You're a hero. Love you. Cornet Ed, thank you for the gifted membership. You're a legend. Come on, you're grey. This is the first sign of the apocalypse, chat. I'm just saying. First sign of the apocalypse. The crew where it's going to be 5+ invo against range and 6+ in melee army-wide. Is that... I don't know if they've said anything about the crew rules so far. Missed the ball, so I can't comment because I don't know if there's been anything about crew rules coming out. Let's have a look at the page, shall we? Let's have a look. Let's have a look at the crew stuff. Is it out? Studio interview is out for crew. Broken Lance brings Imperial Knights to Warhammer Plus alongside crew. No, I can't see crew rules so far. I was Google Pay banned when the membership went to renew. How dare you? So I can't renew till I get out of jail. Did you get yourself Google Pay banned because of Friday? I have no sympathy for you if that's the case, John. No sympathy at all. No, there's no... I can't see any what's it called? Crew-based rules right now. So if I can't see them...
Hate the units. In the law crisis were Swiss Army knives, a weapon for every problem in a single unit type. Now it's 3 specialist units. But with points for weapons gone, there might be no other way.
But this is my point, though, Narek. Thank you for the €10, by the way. This is my point. This is my issue, right? This is what I'm saying. You're probably right with the points. Hang on, ready? Oh, there we go. With the points changes that's gone on, right? With the points changes that's gone on and the way it now works and the way they now point data sheets, you're probably right. There probably isn't any other way. But this is of their own doing. They made the change to kind of power level stroke points, because it's not points, is it? It's power level with an extra 0 on the end. That's what they've done. They made that choice, and they haven't, and now they're paying for it. And now they realise why granular points was so incredibly important for the edition in general. The only thing this new points system does is make it more appealing to new players, and I get that, and it does that well. And it does mean that any new person can come up, put an army together, and it's simpler for them, it's easier for them, until they look at the data sheet. That's a bit of a mess, and it has a special rule for every single unit, and has special rules on characters that only are in play if they're leading a unit, and if they're not leading a unit, they don't get the special... Like, it's a mess. It's an absolute mess. More accessible, only in the points. Literally only in the points. And the fact that, you know, you do get rules on the datasheet on the card, apart from that they can't be trusted and you have to use the app because the cards get out of date in no time at all, despite the fact they actually charge you for them. Corey Ed, thank you for the gifted membership. You're a hero. Dave B, thank you for the gifted. You're a hero. Jayco, you're a hero. Jorfin, you're a hero. Brandon, thank you for 10 gifted memberships. You absolute heroes. Everyone's trying to snipe. Do you know who everyone's trying to snipe? Your mic's in place now.
Yeah.
Lucy's making banana and chocolate chip muffins.
Binocular muffins.
Okay, that's what she's making. You might notice theme at the moment, chat, with everything has to have banana in it. Not rude.
Love it, smiley face. Been needed for a long time and brings them in line with the likes of SM and Chaos. Yes, yes, join the suffering Senos. Devilish face, winking face. Also, Kyle is good.
Is he? It does bring them in line, Garcy. That's correct, and I think that's right. Like, they should treat every army the same. They definitely should treat every army the same. But this is one of those. This is one of those things where it's like you're championing something that's not. I don't know. It's one of the, like, I feel like after 10th edition, a lot of this kind of this is a bit shit will calm down a little bit, right? And the reason why it will calm down a little bit is because everything will have been reset. Okay, and I think that's where we're going to be now, and I think we're going to have to accept the fact that we're going to have 3 different types of crisis seats if you are a person who runs a Tau army, or you're going to have 3 different types of Lehman Russ if you're a person who runs guard. I think we just need to get that in our minds now. There is the thing for me is if they're playing stick now and they're not going to twist, and they are playing stick and they're going to continue doing what they're doing. And what I really want to happen genuinely is data cards are one of the greatest things they've ever done for 40k, in my personal opinion. Everything on one card is amazing, right? I love it. So that's cool until 3 minutes after it's been released, it's incorrect, and then you have to update it. And then we playing rules on the channel, everyone's going, it's wrong. Look at the app. I'm like, I don't want. And this is a very selfish, like self-centered kind of really kind of narrow-minded like mindset here. But I don't want on a stream for both one to be looking at their phones to try and get the rules right. It annoys me. Okay? I don't want that to be the case. I want to be able to look at the data cards that they've given us that you pay for and know that they're going to be correct. Right? Bacon is bacon, banana is banana. Don't interbreed them. They're still upset about your banana bacon.
It's more of an experiment of, you can eat this? Ooh. How? And you can make banana skin curry and banana skin pickle, I think. Much like watermelon rind pickle.
John says, is she pregnant or something? I hope not. I hope not.
No.
Because it won't look like me if she is.
We all want to hear the story for the reason that I can't get pregnant.
Chat are trying to snipe.
Oh.
John.
Why?
Because he's a grey name.
Why? Why you love us like that, John?
I think the US government have got hold of him for all of his money, for his money laundering. Yeah. I hate that cards are instantly outdated or wrong. This is my point. This is what I'm, having the 3 so they've championed having 3 different rules for the 3 different data cards for Tau, right? Having those 3 different rules on 3 different data cards, I'm not against that. I feel like it's a little overcomplicated. We don't need it. But what makes it less complicated is when you can pick up that card and go, I know this is correct, so I can use this card.
Just tagged you the link in Discord General of the Crude leak.
Thank you, Bull. I appreciate it, but I don't do leaks. I won't touch leaks. I don't want to give leaks the time of day, and I don't want to give leakers any kind of justification. We avoid leaks. I avoid leaks at all costs. Why is Luce getting rid of so many bananas? They're coming out the They're coming out the freezer. They're coming out of everywhere. They're coming out the walls.
So I ended up having, the boys used to eat bananas all the time, and then they just stopped eating all the bananas. So I ended up having a few left over, and I don't like throwing food in the bin, so I popped them in the freezer because you can make dog treats out of them as well. And I just thought, I'll find a use for them. Some recipe will pop up somewhere. And then I tried to make I did make banana bread, but you and the boys say it's too banana-y. So I don't really eat it.
I'll be honest with you, I just don't like bananas in anything other than just a banana.
But the banana muffin recipe, the banana is the minority ingredient. So I think this one might be a winner.
Yeah. So Vex says, why not just have the different guns on Crisis Suit datasheet? Because they've said this already. Because they want a rule to be relevant to the type of gun that's on the Crisis Suit, and they want the points to be relevant to the guns that are on Crisis Suits, right? So, anywho, Mr. Bullsack, I'm confused now. Supposedly in Google jail, is now gifted 20 of the finest members. Thank you so much, you're a legend. Chris, thank you for the 1. Kaz, thank you for the 1. Kianan, thank you for 5 gifted. You heroes. I loved what I saw for the Kroot. Then I'm excited, Bull, because the Kroot box set is... I was like, I'm doing Dark Angels and World Eaters. and I saw those Crute plastic models in the Crute box set, and I was like, I really want that box set. I really want that box set because they are beautiful, beautiful models. So now I'm kind of like, hey, Joe, I think I should do a Crute army, just a pure Crute army. No fucking Tau, just a pure Crute army. And he's like, I actually like the idea of a Crute army with like one Crisis Suit Commander thing in it, like one Coal Star, because I love the Coal Star. Just like he's kind of like the god that they all worship because he's this big like I like that kind of thing, right? So do my main account that's banned. Oh, okay. I appreciate you. It does mean we've got to 47 Wangs. Do you know what Wang stands for?
Wang.
Yeah. Whenever someone was like, oh, what a Wang, or such a Wang, I was like, oh, they're literally calling me a penis.
Win at...
No.
Wang. And you've just said there's a number, so it's a number thing. 47 Wangs.
Well, it's only because tonight's midweek Wangs. We've got 47 Wangs.
Oh, why are...
No. This is the chat. This is the content now. Chat for the next hour. Pure Crute is Chad move. Is Chad good, Vex, or bad?
The Crute rules aren't a leak. They were shown off on a WH Plus battle report today.
Okay. So they're on a battle report, but they're not on. Cool. Wang stands for what a nice guy.
Oh, I've never heard that.
And neither had I until recently.
Someone called you a Wang?
No, I've never been called a Wang.
I was
Jesus.
going to say.
Jesus Christ, I've never been called a nice guy. Oh my. And by the way, you're all wrong. Bananas are only nice as bananas. I don't like banana custard. I don't like banana milkshake. I don't like banana loaf. I don't like banana rama. Nothing banana, right? Pure Fire Warriors is truly hardcore option. Oh, it's good. Cool. Okay, good. Good. I'm glad. If you think it's good, then we're in for fun. I'm hoping they'll be kind of quick to paint as well, but this is me we're talking about, so, you know. Cyclic were always going to be removed. You don't get any in the Crisis box. Again, Dave, this is the thing, right? The problem isn't... Again, I don't have a problem with people not having an option for a thing that isn't in the box. I think, actually, it's better... I personally believe, although it's going to piss a lot of people off, I personally believe it's better that you are restricted to only what's in the box when it comes to building your models. I 100% think that for accessibility and considering cost nowadays, 100%, I personally think that's the right idea. A lot of people disagree. They like kit bashing and building different units and converting and stuff like that. Like, I get it. I get that stuff. I get that people like that kind of hobby aspect. But I personally think it's better that if it doesn't come in the box, we don't because the amount of times I used to get pissed off going, oh, here's a data sheet. I want this, this, and this. Oh, I've got Havocs, right? Chaos Space Marine Havocs. Oh, I've looked at the rules when they first came out. I want 4 chain cannons. How many are in the box? 1. How many am I allowed to take? 4. And I don't like the fact that I then have to go and buy more and have 4 that look the same, or I have to kit bash assault cannons onto. I personally hated that. So I was always a little bit more supportive of, you know, if you want to kit bash cool weapons, you can, but actually, rules wise, everything you can take is in the box. It's a controversial opinion, that one, chat. I'm interested to know what you guys think, but I definitely was one of those of the opinion that if it's on the data sheet, it should be in the box. It should be something that comes with the kit, especially the cost now. If the cost was cheaper, cool, whatever, fine. I can understand go and buy more bits. And actually, if GW sold bits, okay, cool, fine, go and buy more bits. But the cost is extortionate. Imagine if a box of Striking Scorpions at 45 fucking quid didn't come with all the bits you needed and you had to buy extra. Do you see what I mean? Like, if the box was like a tenner, never will be, and it didn't quite have all the right options, cool, okay, I have to buy more bits, I have to spend my own time kit bashing and converting. It is a modeller's hobby after all. I get it. When the box is £45, UK, probably, well, almost definitely more expensive, US, Australia, New Zealand, etc. When it's 45 quid, and they wouldn't give... Imagine then you didn't have all the options. How pissed off would you be? How pissed off would you be if you'd be like, I really want the Scorpion's Claw, and you open the box and it just gave you the chainsword. And you're like, 45 fucking quid, and it doesn't give me the better option. So, if you think about the cost of this hobby now, I am more leaning towards the, yes, you should only supply rules for what's in the box. But then they still apply that inconsistently. At least Heresy give you upgrades for special and heavy weapons. It gives you like 10 of each. Heresy kind of went a nice way by selling you those bits as well. Like I'm kind of into that. We should be so thankful that GWs can sell cyclic iron blasters for $45 for 6. I mean, they missed out there, didn't they? Space Skaven should be their own faction. That'd be dangerous for me, Vex, honestly. That'd be fucking cool as shit. I would only touch Tower if they have Space Skaven as a sub-faction. Hey, that's just my opinion, chat. Like I'm as always, right, with any opinion that I have, I'm open to the conversation. I'm open to people telling me I'm wrong. I have no problems with eventually going, actually, you've all got a point, and I kind of see it. It's not like it's my way and that's it, unless I'm talking to Joe, right? We were all of them with axes, but only gave you half the axes. Yeah. I'd like to see weapon sprues available by independent of units. I agree. I think that's the way to go. Absolutely, I do, 100%. Anyway, chat, we're almost halfway to the wangs. Should I put the record up as a target? Actually, no. John's got his main account banned. It's not going to happen. My heart broke when I had to tell my buddy that the Devastator kit for Space Marines doesn't bring 4 las cannons, instead has 1 of each. Yeah, I bet. Star Pilot, if I give her 5 gifted. Look at you being all back and shit. Dropping the 50 bomb yesterday as well. What a legend star. Thank you so much, Sam. You're a hero. To be honest, Imperialist Epic winds me up. If you want basic squad of 4 baby Derrideos, it'll cost you 60 quid. Is that expensive? I don't know Imperialist at all, Dave, if I'm honest with you. I can't comment on that one. Last tournament I went to, there was a dude that had made an amazing Admech Skaven army, won best army for it. That sounds cool, Ola. Let's see that. The Imperials, the boxes for Imperials don't match. This is and herein lies one of the biggest issues, isn't it? And it's one word: it's inconsistency. You know, on the plus side, if we spin this back into a positive, right? Tau in Crisis, I don't think so. I actually think the rules look really cool. I think the rules look really nice.
The issue I see is everything will become to you can only run this model like this. Simple is nice for learning a game, but not at the cost of fun. Also, don't even get me started on GW's pricing, angry face.
And this is where I think, honestly, Star, right, so I straight up completely agree with you, right? This is where perhaps they missed a trick here, okay? And perhaps there needed to be the Combat Patrol version, not necessarily the models just in Combat Patrol of the box, but the Combat Patrol version of a datasheet and the standard version of a datasheet. And maybe, I don't know, maybe the Combat Patrol datasheet could have been the one that is only box options, and the big boy datasheet was the one that would allow you to go out and kit bash units and squads. But again, the problem is the second you come away from these granular points, like they have done, it makes it significantly more difficult to actually balance everything out and give it flavour and make it fun. I genuinely from the bottom of my heart missed the list building days. I hate list building now, and I do it last minute before we go live on a stream at the moment, and I need to do it sooner, but I don't like it because I know I'm going to get to a point where I've got 30 points missing and nothing I can fill it with, and I have to completely rejig my list just to be able to get it to 2,000. Like, I really hate the current points like system in 10th edition 40k. If GW said to me, you can change one thing and one thing only about 10th edition, what would it be? I was like, points, go back to granular, for fuck's sake, go back to granular points. I really can't stand it. I really hate it. And I know about accessibility, and I know people go, well, it's easy for me to get people into the game. So they needed to do 2 versions. What they're trying to do is they're trying to take one thing, they're essentially trying to take one product and put 20 different hats on it and make it be everything at once. And there's that famous phrase that exists, right? You can please some of the people some of the time, but you cannot please all of the people all of the time. And I feel like what they've tried to do is they've tried to please all of the people all of the time. And kind of kudos to them for trying it, at least. Like, I think it's nice they're trying to please all of the people all the time, but they just haven't done a good job of it, in my personal and humble opinion. I'm not necessarily suggesting that I would have done a better job. No one's making you use all 2,000 points. But Willow, don't you feel like maybe this is a mental thing for me. Maybe this is just a me issue because for so long we've been able to get so close to 2,000 points. But don't you think that if you went to the tabletop with 1,960 points and your opponent had 2,000, 40 points more, and I know it's only 40 points, but do you not feel like you'd be at a disadvantage immediately? Is this just a me thing, chat? Put a 1 in the chat if you hate the fact that you struggle to get to 2,000 points or as close as possible to 2,000 points. Put a 2 in the chat if you don't give a fuck if you're 30 or 40 points short. 1 if you hate the fact you can't get to 2,000. 2, because I used to see 1997, 1998, 2000, 1998, 2000, 1999, 1997.
Remember the dark days of SESM Terminators where folk were scrabbling for 5x lightning claws when only 2 came in the box?
I remember. Yes, I remember. I remember. I just want to get a general feel. I'm not saying people haven't done it. There's a few 2s. There's not many. What, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 2s so far. More than genuinely more than I thought. Honestly, more than I thought. John says do a poll. I'm not going to do a poll. I'm not going to do a poll for one reason and one reason only. I have a pinned comment at the top of the chat. I don't know if you guys have noticed this. Have you noticed it, chat? Have you noticed the pinned comment? We have a holding page live for Super Secret Project, which is no longer Super Secret Project. I'm going to open up a new web page. Okay. Like this. I'm going to screen share. Like this, right? And then what I'm going to do, chat, is I'm going to click the link myself. Oh, it didn't work. There you go. Okay, thanks for the tea. There you go. This is our new holding page. This is all you get so far. This is our new holding page. Okay. New thing coming soon. You know when I look this fucked, there's lots of stuff going on, right? There's lots of stuff going on. Here, what you can do is you can click on this little link here, boop, and you can put in your details, right? So I can put in all my name, email address, etc. Favorite tabletop game, ticking the box of the privacy policy. Drop down by country now. It used to be UK based counties. I don't know why we did that. It's now gone to country, so you can pick all your countries. Hit submit, right? We're leveling up tabletop gaming. Fill in your details to stay on top of the latest hobby house advancements, including exclusive information about our store launch. Busy, chat. We've been really busy. So what is it? Says Connor. I'm glad you asked. A multi-level hobby store and gaming venue.
New points system success.
It does success. That's right. It does success. Thanks 4K for the tea. Who gifted 5-star? I caught you actually. We're over halfway. Over halfway, chat. You're amazing people.
X-Wing has a cool thing with leftover points in list building where the unspent points are a sort of initiative bid on who gets to go first.
Yeah, I mean, do you know, like, you could do something simple. Excuse me, something simple could be cool like that, right? Something simple could work, like if you have less points than your opponent, you gain a single CP at the start of the battle. So it doesn't feel like so much of a punishment.
I mostly play with friends, so being off by 5, even 10 points, is no big deal. If I nail the theme of a list, I'll gladly go even 10 points under. Yeah,
so again, I'm conscious about this, right? This might be a hangover thing, Evan. I get it. Thanks for the 5, by the way, you, and thanks String On Kid for the 5. This might be a hangover thing, but like, if I used to get to 1990 points, you can guarantee I'd have a 5-point plasma pistol here or a 5-point pistol there. Ironically, half the time I'd forget to use it, but the fact that I had the option was kind of cool, right? Like, I feel like that was kind of I could get to 1995, 97, 98, 2000. Like, the thing I miss more, however, than points for weapons is I miss points for individual models, and I miss having a unit of 7, and then, like, I miss I miss running 9. This is a really silly thing, chat. I get it. I miss running 8 Khorne Berserkers. I miss running 9 Rubric Marines. I miss running those kinds of things. Genuinely, I miss running those kinds of things. It annoys me. Play with a lower point starts on extra CP. Exactly, Gus. That's what I'm saying, yeah. What are your thoughts on Battle Line units? My buddy started playing 40k in 10th edition and he asked, why would anyone ever buy Intercessors? Battle Line's pointless. It's pointless. Battle Line doesn't do anything. The big thing about Battle Line when 10th edition launched was you get extra OC. It doesn't make any difference. Battle Line's pointless. You know. Exclusive information about store launch. Exclusive for 20 minutes before the next stream starts, and then just blurts it all out to us because he's as excited as Joe and Mackie's. No, we'll do it properly. Got to be professional, Mr. the Stick Monkey. Right? Yeah, I caught your 5 gifted. Cool. Amazing. Being 30 points over is something people used to have to get used to. I do think they should implement something like triumphs, like AOS, to help people mentally get over it. I get it, right? I think it's a mental thing. Why can't you run 8 Zerkers? Because you have to pay for 10. Vex, that's why. Because you have to pay for 10. So why would you pay for 10 and then not take 2 models? Doesn't make sense. You can't pay for 8. That's my point. Hey? Or 8 squads of 10. I mean, they're battle lines, but you can take 6. You can't take 8. 5 BGV and 5 Thunderwolf Cavalry built and painted that I can no longer run efficiently. Yeah, I know. See? But on the flip side, I said this last night on stream, right? I genuinely think, on the flip side, we're gonna feel this pain through 10th edition when everything's gonna kind of gently be eased to this new way of thinking, and then that's it done then. And I don't see them, famous last words this, you wait till this gets quoted in 6 years time, I don't see them coming away from all this granularity and putting them into separate data sheets. I can't see them doing that and then reverting next edition and swapping again. And the other thing as well is, if at this point they do go to you can take whatever you want weapon-wise again, and we're not going to restrict it based on the type of crisis suit you are, and people start gluing things on, I think, well, at this point you probably should have learnt your lesson. All right? So at least once it's done, it's done. If you take away the issue with the weapon options and the way people have potentially previously built their models, etc., and the point system, and you look at that article just for the rules for the new detachment, I think it looks really cool. I think it looks really fun. I think it looks kind of themed. I like the fact that I can run an all-suit list and I don't have to sub in 3 Riptides and 2 Ghost Kills and 20 Stealth Suits. Like, I actually think it looks kind of cool. To be able to literally run a Crisis army is something that I've always wanted to do. I don't think I'm going to do it, but the fact that you have the option to do it now, like, I think the option to run 3 units of 3 Crisis suits for the Fusion ones, 3 units of 3 for the Flamer ones, 3 units of 3 for the Plasma ones, so you can actually run 18 Crisis suits. Oh, is it 3 units of 3 or 3 units of... Maybe they'll come in 6s. Like, the fact that you can run that many Crisis suits is just cool. Like, that is just cool. And that, for me, kind of outweighs the other problems at the moment. And like I said on stream last night, like, I'm just having the most fun with 40k at the moment. I tried to build a pure Dreadnought list the other day. The only army you can do that with is Space Wolves now, as Librarian Dreads aren't characters. Oh yeah, you need a character for Warlord, right? Could you not? Maybe, I mean, you might go with it with Legends. Any of the Legends Dreads characters? Have they come out all right?
Mhm.
You happy with them?
Yeah.
Did all your fancy greaseproof papering pay off?
Yeah, but they smell really banana-y.
I will try one.
I'm going to have many, many banana muffins to eat.
I will try one.
I think...
And I might like them.
I think if I put them in a lunchbox, I can freeze them. Can I freeze cooked banana, even if the raw item's already been frozen and thawed out and then cooked?
I don't know.
I think I can because it's now in a different state.
I'd ask Kyle, but I don't know.
Yeah, I'm gonna WhatsApp Kyle.
Just because he's Mr. the Chef Man, isn't he? So he might know.
Well, hang on, we've got chefs in here. Chefy Weffies.
Do we have chefs in here though?
Yes, we do.
In before Crisis go to 3 models only. Are they 6? Are they models? Are they using 6 now? It's Bjorn now. That's it. Warlord is such a pissing waste of time. Do you have to have a Warlord? Is that like an absolute requirement? Do you have to have a character for a Warlord? Actually, what are your thoughts on alternative actions for 40k one day? I've been asked this a lot, Salty Scarab, right? I love the bolt action alternating action system. I don't think it works for 40k. The thing is with bolt, I think for my personal opinion is to make alternating actions work, you need a massive system overhaul, right? A massive system overhaul. The reason why it works for bolt action is because when you alternate a unit, you just do an action on your dice. You run or you shoot or whatever it is, or you rally or whatever it might be, right? If you alternate actions for 40k, I think it just takes too long, if I'm honest with you. I think it just takes too long. And so I'm not kind of... Maybe, I think some more needs to be done to stop an army with good shooting, like Tau, alpha striking you turn 1 and deleting half your army. I think that needs to happen. But I think I would rather your turn, my turn, your turn, my turn. I think I'd rather stay how it is, to be honest with you.
Joe did an impression of me on yesterday's stream.
No.
Obviously, it was a terrible impression.
No, it was great.
And makes me out to be an absolute twat. Thanks,
No.
Joe.
He just did your voice. That's all he did was your voice.
Saying.
Because someone said, I can't remember how we got onto the topic, but basically they said that it's not actually loose on stream. It's just Joe off camera throwing his voice.
And then Joe said,
I can't remember. He just did a voice like hello. That's all he did, like that.
Sure.
Yeah, pretty much.
Well, we shall find out in seconds few if I'm poisoning him when he's here.
Oh dear.
Oh dear, Joe.
Oh dear. Chat saying you can freeze them, by the way.
Oh, thank you.
Alternating actions make 40k totally different game. Agree. No, 100%. 100%. Give us Slay the Warlord card. It makes sense. Otherwise, it's pointless. Even like Assassinate, right? Assassinate is 5 points if you kill a character on tactical. Maybe it goes to 8 points, like capturing the outpost if you kill the Warlord. Like that's kind of 3 extra points for killing the Warlord. That's kind of cool, you know. I do like alternate action more myself. Less of a I lost a unit or 2 before they even got to do anything. Feels bad. Yeah, no, I agree. 100%. I absolutely agree. Anyway, chat, you beautiful people. We got 255 people watching, 119 likes. Turns out, Luce, turns out moving to 7th A didn't really hurt the viewership numbers, which is good. But we could do with hitting the 200 likes. We are 52 midweek wangs into the 100 total, and we are 35 English pounds off of hitting our super chat goal.
Midweek wanks. I was like,
midweek wangs, yeah, midweek wangs. I was gonna change all of the VAG memberships to wangs, like the bottom level membership would like a 1-inch wang.
No, we're just about classy.
I mean, we're not on that channel.
Let's not make it anymore.
More doing actions on an objective. Stickmug, you can see yourself out. 5 gifted membership fine for that stupid comment.
Miss being able to load up a character with 2 Warlord traits, a relic, and being able to take 1-man Custodes Terminator squads and 3-man Guardian squads.
I still love the way she says Custodes. Thank you so much, AK, for the 5. I kind of like, so I do. I'm kind of in 2 minds about the character thing, right? I, on the one hand, miss Hero Hammer and being able to give 2 Warlord traits and a relic and all that kind of stuff was kind of cool for creating some interesting characters. That being said, typically we saw the same build on every character until the thing got nerfed. And so it wasn't actually all that kind of individual. We just kind of saw the same things. And secondly, it is harder for your opponent. There is a little bit of joy that does come from what can your character do? Here's a data card. There you go. Oh, and he's got an enhancement, which means you can do this. That's it. Do you know what I mean? Like that, and this is what I'm trying to get through to people. The pain we're feeling now with the non-granular points, the pain we're feeling now with them breaking individual units into multiple data sheets for weapon options. That pain we're feeling now, I feel like I'm kind of swinging gently towards it's actually going to be worth it in the long run. I genuinely am starting to believe that we're going to get there. My biggest thing, if they can solve we've fucked it up and we have to change it within 5 days of releasing the card issue, then I think we're going to be in a good place, genuinely. Amsterdam, thank you for 10 gifted. That's 62 wangs. 62 wangs. New series idea, commonly underrated minis. There's probably not that many, is there? Maybe a few. Votan Psycho gets 1 attack, melee output is dog. But is he supposed to be a melee guy, Jonathan? I also sometimes think, right, hot take for hobbyists. Hot take for hobbyists. Everybody, not everybody, a lot of people look at their army and go, what do you mean that my one man can't do all of the shooting and all of the fighting and have all of the rules at once? How dare you? He's wank. No, he's not. It's just you're very invested in this particular individual marine. Like the lion. Let's take the lion, okay? So the lion in the Codex release for Dark Angels, which we were using yesterday, has taken a nerf. So his sweep attacks went from 2 damage down to 1 damage, and his Emperor Shield removed the -1 to wound, and everyone was outraged. And I'm like, but he's still really good. He's still really good for his points. But people are like, what do you mean my single Votan Psyker hasn't got 25 attacks in melee at strength 12? It's because that's not what he's there for. Like units, if units don't have downsides, then there is no like challenging decision to make at the list building stage. Yeah? He's become a full-on GW shield. Fuck off, Tony. I saw that. Different units designed to complete different tasks. Exactly. Yeah. 100%. Victor says Tau is the most expensive army now then. In what way? In points or in prizes, no pounds. You mean my favourite model doesn't get +1 to hit, +1 to wound, reroll everything? Exactly, Sean. 100%. See, there you go. There you go. Unless you're Joe, then you just find all the units that can do the rerolls. That's what you do. Custodians, I think, are still tanky. Much more now with the change to their Feel No Pain. Combat monsters as they should be. A little bit of shooting, but not much. Yeah, I think Custodians are in a good place on the whole. Although we'd have to wait till Meta Watch comes out before we know. Yes, but if it isn't the best unit, it doesn't exist. Don't you bring logic into this. Exactly, chat. Exactly. Right, I'm just throwing it out there. People just holding up against Robbie. Who's Robbie? I kind of get that, but Gilliman is terrible for the points. I mean, don't get me wrong, David, right? I'm not saying that every model is exactly where they should be. Like, the Lion, I feel like, is still in a good place. Gilliman, correct. Not as good as he should be. You know? Genuinely not as good as he should be. But we do have the Space Marine Codex. That's not really an argument. I mean, Gulliman's boring anyway, isn't he? Any stick monkey. It's boring anyway. If the Lion hadn't had the -1 to wound in the index, people would still have thought he was great. Yeah, I agree, Leaks. Absolutely, yeah. And sometimes in the index, I feel like they've gone overboard a little bit. I don't know. I don't think 40k is in that bad a place. What do we think? Right, here's an interesting question. There's 270 people in chat. I'm going to ask I'm actually going to put this on a poll. Right? I want to put this on a poll. Don't forget, you can still super chat like Ben has done to get us to our targets. Start a poll. Oh my god, my keyboard's just woke up.
The only downside to a Custodes should be points.
Yeah, I agree. But then I also don't want them to have a gun that just literally blows a tank up. So, you know, I've put a poll up, chat. Right? This is. I'm not fishing. I'm not off on a fucking a rant on this one. I'm coming round to the idea that it's in a really good place because I'm having so much fun all the time. There's nuances that annoy me. Characters losing their special rules when they're no longer leading a unit. Little nuances that annoy me, right? But on the whole, if I take the whole package, the whole thing, my personal opinion is it's in a pretty good place. And I'm really enjoying it. Right? Sport Custodians Combat Patrol starting a new army. Good man. Exclamation mark gift indeed, Grimgar. We are 38 away and 33 pounds away. There you go. I've said yes generally, but it's just not for me. But that's okay. That's an important mature. I bet Dave thought I'd never said that about him. That's an important mature distinction to make, though, Dave. You can think something's in a good place and not enjoy it yourself. Right? Does that make sense? I don't play Warhammer, but love the bat reps. However, do you feel a reissue of either Space Hulk or Space Crusade could bring more people into the gaming side? Maybe. Possibly. Put a poll up where? Same place as the banana. Ha! I think it's in a growing state. These are growing pains. Yes, absolutely. The expansion of horror territories, the progression of lore, with Primarchs returning, the new Amazon show coming, and the awesome animations. I kind of agree with a lot of that, actually, Mr. David. Absolutely. Absolutely. It was very frustrating to string out all of those 6-inch auras from characters, and it looked shit, and it was a bit boring. Is it in a good place? Yes. Is that place fun? It's missing a bit of fun. Agree. Agree. I have no idea on the meta and rules. The biggest thing that turns me off is that the only way for me to know what my opponent's units do is to buy their codex. I can't even look at data sheets. Yeah, so the monetization of it isn't necessarily great. Why is my dearest Abaddon costed higher than a Primarch with the durability of a Terminator? This shit's insane. Because his damage output is mental, Logan. That's why. What? Oh, 200. I fucking hell, green blood. I read that as $200 for striking scorpions then. Oh my god. I was about to fall off my chair. But with the scout box. Okay. Still pretty bad though, right? Still pretty bad on the whole. The only option you really have is opening Wikipedia on your opponent's army. Or if they put data cards, you can go and look at them. I guess. I don't know. I'm having loads of fun. And that's all that matters. Fuck you lot. I'm having fun. But interestingly, like 75% of people think it's in a good place on the tabletop. Yeah. I like the new rule, but I hate that every unit, vehicle, and a dog has a special rule. Yeah, I hate that, actually. Absolutely. I don't love where 40k is currently, but I still play it. Sadly, it's fallen out of favour in my local group, and most have no interest in it anymore with the changes to 10th. What are they... Your local group, Lone Monkey, what are they playing then instead, out of interest? The main reason I said no is it feels confusing for me to get into, and I do want to get into the gaming aspect, but not at the cost of me quitting 2 rounds in because I don't understand the rules. Which is ironic, Star, right? From an edition that was labelled heavily as more accessible than ever before. The frustrating thing about 40k is that those of us who have played previous editions have experienced better ways to do things, so just have to suffer the stupidity of the rules to get it correct. Yeah. I think it's in a fairly good place, but my main issue is that they say that they have a 45 to 55 Goldilocks zone for win rate. Yeah. Yet hit a 52% win rate army with multiple nerfs at once. Wild Eaters. I mean, don't. They didn't need nerfs. They didn't need nerfs. They didn't need nerfs. But then again, faction bias. Faction bias is a thing. We should do a stream on this. Faction bias is a thing. I'm sat here going, Wild Eaters didn't need a nerf. Faction bias. I'm a Wild Eaters player. So I have to kind of take a step back and be like, but did they? I still don't think they did, but did they? Because I'm a Wild Eaters player, right? Best thing about 10th, only 2.5 years to 11th. 40k seems like an expensive hobby to get into, and the rules seem like you need a degree in maths. No, I don't think maths is the problem. I think English is the issue. Maths is less of an issue nowadays for 40k. What do I need to hit? 3+. Cool, go. Right, and it used to be, what do I need to hit with my weapon skill, which is weapon skill 5, against your weapon skill, which is weapon skill 2. Cool, I hit you on 2s. Or what do I need to hit my ballistic skill? My ballistic skill is 9. Cool, so I hit on 2s and I reroll hit on 3s. I'm not really interested in playing this edition, but my minis are still awesome and I will paint them all day long. Here's the thing as well, right? This is the beauty about this hobby, is there's so many cool and fun aspects, right? As an Eldar player, all I can say is nerf me hard. Do they need more nerfs though, Boltec? Do they? Do they though? Do they? What do we think about the crisis? So bringing it back onto the actual stream title, what do we think about the Crisis Suits article though? Tau, how many of you are Tau players in there who have got opinions on this? Right, the changes to Crisis Suits, good or bad on the whole? Just all I want to know is good or bad, right? Because I think that, on the whole, net good is where I'm going with Tau. Tau not in Crisis. Someone said they've seen the leaked recruit rules and they look cool. That's good. How the hell is that a real poll? Because the thing is, Willow, right? Here's why it's a poll. It's because and sometimes I'm bad for enabling this, I think, but I often hear a lot of people that complain about the special rules on every single data sheet, the points of individual units now being basically power level, the fact that characters, when they're no longer leading you, don't get their rules anymore, the fact that you can't kit list build like you used to list build and get to 2,000 points, all the things I've talked about, right? The fact that there is 1 million rules and an 18-page clarification document just to be able to understand what's going on, the fact that your data card is released and then is out of date within days, and every time they do a balanced data state update, you invalidate data cards, and then you have to use the app, but you have to pay for the app to, like, there's a lot of reasons I think why people are suggesting that they think 40k is a bit shit right now. So I wanted to actually kind of gauge a general consensus as to whether people think it's in a good place on the tabletop or not. Because although there's lots of things that I think are different that I don't like, probably because I'm just being a grumpy old fucker and I don't like change, on the whole, I actually think I'm having so much fun on the tabletop right now that I would say it's in a really good place in general. I don't necessarily mean I think it's loads of fun, but I think it's in a good place. And I think that can be a thing. You can have fun and it not be... Sorry, you can... it can be in a good place and not be fun. You can have fun and it not be in a good place. Those things aren't intrinsically linked. They can be different. What you really want is a game that's in a good place and loads of fun. Right? I'm just saying, change one thing. Assess. GW have a tendency to give a heavily used thing all the nerfs. Curse Cult is getting 4 different nerfs last data state. How can you know what worked and what didn't? Yeah, well. Bad change management, right? Bad change management. This is almost so much better than it used to be, though. That's why it baffles me. To you, though, Willow, right? To you, it's better.
What pisses me off right now about DA balancing is the fact that people play as Rail/Dark Shroud plus tanks/Storm Ravens and call it a DA army.
People take librarians in Black Templars, Robert, and call it a Black Templars army. Just saying. But thanks for the 50 Swedish krona. You're a legend. You're a legend. You're a hero. Like, you have to go back to your point, Willow, as well. You have to remember that people are still out there going, I miss armor facings and flamer templates. So it is unfortunately a question, and the proof is in the pudding. 135 votes already. 24% are saying, nah, it's not in a good place. You know.
I've enjoyed the games I have played, but why did they have to make Space Marine captains so shit? Can't wait to get my crisis suits out.
These free captains are a reroll charge and a free CP. That's it. I suppose that's fair, but I do have the privilege of having 20 plus years of this dumb hobby and remembering the dark days. Oh no, I get it. Like, I remember the dark days. I get the, here's your book. You're not going to get anyone for who knows how many years. We're not going to respond to anybody on social media because we don't have any social media. We're not going to email anyone back. We're not going to put any rules out. We're not going to put any updates out. There you go. Off you go. And it's bollocks. Right? Thank you for the super chat, so people. You're amazing. We're £22 off of my normal target with 38 members away with 24 minutes to go.
Hobby Hangout in Discord voice chat Saturday 9 PM.
I'm always okay with you super chatting your adverts for your Hobby Hangout, Dave. Although I will say that's also Thane's Day element, right? So 24% of people are correct. I don't know. I think it's in a good place. I think I'm having loads of fun. I am one of those absolute nerds who pays for the Warhammer app, and I'm aware that my opinion is probably quite skewed because I get all the new codexes, so my app is always up to date. But that means I hate it for... Right, I categorically hate this for content. I really want to buy 2 iPads for the studio because there's nothing worse, especially... I mean, I literally logged in at one point on Tuesday when Joe and Eddie were playing. I fucking hate this, but I can't have a go at them, and I'll explain why. There's nothing worse. I'm logging on to a stream, and all you see is this.
Is that for the rules?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right? Now, when the funny thing is, when Battlescribe used to be one of the sources of rules, I used to have a go at the guys, and I used to basically ban phones at the tabletop. I'm not having you just scrolling through Battlescribe looking at your phone. It looks awful. It's bad for the audience. It doesn't look professional, right? The problem is now with GW's movement into the rules is the app that they have is actually very, very good. This thing's incredible. And I don't know if you guys have seen this, but in one of the most recent updates, they added this battle bunker thing. Here's a pro tip, by the way, chat. I'm going to give you a pro tip right now, right? Just because you're watching. Go to Profile, go to User Preferences. At the bottom, you can tick a box that says Command Bunker, no screen timeout. It comes as default unchecked, right? if you check the box, it says prevent the device screen from idling while you're in the command bunker. That means that when you're in Battleforge and you have your list in front of you, like my Dark Angels list from last night, and you press the battle bunker button, he says, why is it not working now? Oh, we're in command bunker now. Okay, so if you press the battle bunker button up here and you go into your command bunker here, which if you don't know what battle bunker is, all your data sheets are in your battle bunker here with all of their respective rules, and the respective rules in battle bunker have been changed to whichever weapons you've chosen. So a lot of us moaned that the data sheets on the app showed you all of the weapons and you didn't know which ones you had. Well, in battle bunker, if you select the correct weapon options, then guess what? You don't get all of the other weapon options. Super tidy. Then you go down and it gives you, we'll go back from the lieutenant, it gives you your enhancements that you've picked, only the enhancements you've picked, gives you all the stratagems that you can use, including all the ones from the main rulebook, which is really, really nice. Your detachment rules and your army rules, right? Gives you Deathwing, Ravenwing, all that kind of stuff, all in one place. And with that little icon selected now, my screen won't time out. It will stay on the whole time. Like this thing is one of those moments where I'm like, GW did a good job and we didn't talk about Battle Bunker enough. Like, they did a really good job with Battle Bunker. It's amazing. The problem I have with this is that for streaming at least, and this is just a streaming problem, this is what happens now because the data card's out of date. The Codex is out of date. This is what's kept up to date live.
Do you think they're doing it on purpose to be paperless?
I don't think, no, because they sell too many books. 100% they sell too many. I've had this conversation with them. They sell too many books. Books are too profitable for them.
There is something nice about having the book version of the thing you do. Yeah,
and I think what they could do is I think they could lean into the books being more narrative focused, more painting guide focused, more timeless content. Okay, yeah. The books could go into more timeless content, and then I'd take points out of the book, etc., and have them just in the app. Personally, the app is fucking phenomenal now. It's really good. There's one thing I don't like about the app, and that's the paywalls. That's literally it. That's the only thing I don't like. The app is really, that Battle Bunker update makes it incredible. If they put a scoring system in here, if they put a scoring system in that app, it's the complete job. It does everything you need. Now I feel like, and maybe I'm wrong here, I don't have a thing of equal size. Maybe this cable packet I have, right? I feel like if the guys at the tabletop had an iPad in their hands, it's less like that because it's a bigger screen. It's easier to have you. I feel like it's
staple the data cards all over their bodies.
All over their bodies. I don't know why she said it like that. Thanks, AK. Thanks, AK, for the tea.
I see your body.
Right. So I feel like having an iPad in their hands, although iPads are expensive is the problem, but having an iPad in their hands at the tabletop is going to feel a bit more news presentery professional than holding a little phone. I don't know what it is. This isn't an iPad, obviously, chat. I don't know what it is about the difference between this and this, where this feels more professional than this and doesn't look so bad on screen.
I think for me, it would be your phone is your personal thing, and we've all found ourselves wanting to check a work email, and we found ourselves on Facebook. I think I would get nervous with that.
I'd be happy to still be playing my 8th edition Harlequin's Hell. I'd be happy playing 2nd edition Ishan Elder. Battle Bunker is boss.
Battle Bunker is boss. Dave, it's not a list building app. You build your list in the normal Warhammer 40k app, and then you press Battle Bunker in the top right hand corner, and it only shows you the shit that you've selected. It's very, very good. It's like by only showing you what you selected, it's arguably a little bit like Battlescribe used to be.
But maybe if the iPad just has stuff on,
them going onto Facebook, etc., isn't a concern on stream. Because they're just not going to do it on stream.
I know they wouldn't, but because that's the association in my mind of that's your personal phone, and because we've had it drummed into us of our generation of you don't have your phone on you in the workplace, but now the generation after us, because everything's on your phone, it's a miniature computer in your pocket.
Yeah. I don't know.
That's where my irritation of get off your phone.
I just feel like, what do you think, chat? I feel like if the guys at tabletop had iPads, I want to come away, like, this is hard to show, right? I want to come away from this and be sort of down here, and you can kind of glance at it, and it's a bit more, like, it opens your body up more to camera.
Maybe.
You know, this is where we're going into the real technicalities of producing and presenting. I want them to be open up to the to the audience more.
What about an iPad? So going off what Garci's just said, an iPad that's like it's on the table. It's like an arm that's fixed to the table, so the iPad's there. They can't go like this. It's on the table.
Yeah, so we've got already little trays with little lips in them to sit the iPads in. They're already there.
But can they take that out?
Yes, they can take them off. Yeah.
So that would be me of why do you need to hold the iPad? Stop holding the iPad.
For the same,
because then this does.
No, but they pick up the data cards. They pick them up anyway.
But
I pick up codexes.
For me, that's different. It's the whole wanting to hold the book versus the Kindle.
Picking up an iPad is no different, really, to holding the book for rules. And it's a similar sort of size.
So you've answered your question then. The iPad's fine.
Yeah, I think it's fine.
There you go.
I think it's fine. That's why I want to add iPads, right? And everyone says don't get iPads. Get Android tablets. I won't touch Android. I have nothing against Android. I just personally don't like it at all.
Drop dead Dave. Just stand there with a whip and give them a lashing.
iPads on stand so we don't see bold spots. Poor old Joe. Foot operated iPads. Oh my lord. Get an iPad adapter with a HDMI adapter and a projector onto the back wall. This, by the way, this is part of an experiment that I'm running at the moment to try and get handheld GoPro working on battle reports. Because you guys seem to get excited about close-in table shots with camera, but I don't want to be holding a big fucking camera to do it. I'm going to try and do it with a GoPro, see if I can make it work, right? Android, I don't subscribe to the Apple versus Android world. If you're one of those people who goes, you're an iPhone user, so you're a bit of a fucking loser, get a fucking grip, for Christ's sake. Or I can't believe you play PlayStation, get a grip. I don't subscribe to any of those. Like, if someone likes Android, it's perfectly fine to like Android. I have no problem with it at all. It's a great system. It is a great system. I have no issue with it whatsoever. I don't like it. It's not for me. And that's perfectly okay. We're allowed to have different opinions. It doesn't make one person wrong, chat. That's the bonus. When we talk about 40k on this channel, it's one of the biggest bonuses. We can have completely differing opinions about the state of how points currently work, or how datasheets work, or the fact that they've all got different... We can have completely different opinions. Guess what? It's okay. It's allowed. And just because I have an opinion doesn't make me right and you wrong. Because that's what opinions are, right? They're subjective. They're an opinion. And unfortunately, with the internet, we live in a world where people are too keen to tell everybody else that their opinion's wrong and this person's opinion's right. And that's not how life works. Because that's bollocks. I call Joe a console peasant because it upsets him. PlayStation is better than Xbox, but is it? Is it really though, Ghastly? And I'm a PlayStation person, have been forever, but Xbox gets Game Pass with loads of free games. And I don't think PlayStation gets anything even remotely close to as good as Game Pass. I've never subscribed to the Apple versus Android, Xbox versus PlayStation, console versus PC. I've never subscribed to that nonsense. It's fucking childish bollocks, that. Not for me. Not for me. Nintendo 64 is the best. I mean, in that case, Baltic, you're right? GoldenEye, N64, done. Greatest controller of all time. That's true. Joe is a console peasant. Yeah, he is, yeah. Because it upsets him. Yeah? Don't think you're supposed to say those things on the internet. But isn't it right? Like, what? Life's too short. Like, if someone... And the thing is now, with, like, consoles as well, right? If crossplay is now such a thing, it doesn't matter what anyone's playing on anymore. Who gives a shit? I bought an Xbox because I prefer Xbox controllers. And I have an Xbox account that I've spent loads of money on. Cool, go for it. Go for it. And now, if I have my PC, guess what? We were playing today on Warzone, on Vag, and Kyle was on PlayStation 5, and Joe was on Xbox, and me and I was on PC with mouse and keyboard, and Warhips was on PC with a controller, and we were all getting to play together as mates, despite the fact that essentially we've got 4 different ways of playing. That is the geniusness of the future. Like, the world is so much... I find it so fucking ironic and so hilarious how hard the world pushes inclusivity nowadays. Oh, but not if you like Apple. Not if you like Apple products. Oh, God, no. Now you're the devil. Hang on a minute. The things that we're making people be inclusive on now, and your issue is the fact that I choose to have a different operating system on my mobile than you have. Get a grip. Get a grip. I haven't time to play 2 or 3 games anyway, but really want to play Helldivers. it looks like an incredible game, Casty. I'm afraid I got nothing for you there. It looks like an incredible game. Looks like an incredible game about Helldivers. Why do you think that is a question we should use more? Well, here's the thing, Tal, as well. I actually agree with you, right? I actually 100% agree with you. Why do you think that? Rather than you're wrong, I'm right, why do you think that is a great question to ask? And we've had many conversations on stream, right, where someone said something and I've gone, yeah, this is, or I've said this is my opinion, and chat's gone, I think you're wrong, but not I think you're wrong. They've said, well, yeah, but Liam, what about this, and this? And I've come away from the stream going, hey, you know what? Actually, I think I'm changing my opinion. And I think this is going to sound incredibly egotistical, but I think that's the real strength. That's a real strength of character. To be able to listen to everybody else's opinions and go, you know what? Okay, I'm starting to think differently now. And you don't have to think differently. There's no requirement when you have I've also come away from debates and arguments with people where I've gone, nah, I'm sticking to my opinion on this one. I'm comfortable with my opinion. I'm comfortable with the direction I'm going. But I also have no need or desire or want to actually change your mind. I'll have a mature conversation about it. I'll tell you why I think what I think, but I don't have to change your mind. I have issues with people who have iPhones, but that's because people expect me to help them use them and I don't have a clue. My parents, right? My parents, both of them are on Android and I help them all the time. I have no problems helping them on Android. I know how to use Android. I just don't like the OS personally. And someone said, oh, an Apple person. I mean, I'm an Apple whore. I have a MacBook Air, an iPhone 15, iPad, an Apple Watch. Like, I have AirPods Pro. Luz has AirPods, an iWatch, an Apple iPhone. The kids have iPads.
One of the boys is eating the muffins.
Which one?
One of them, Ben.
Of course he is. He just sees cake. I literally have an Apple TV device down here, so sometimes I can watch TV on my screen, my big screen here, and not have my computer on so I don't work. I have an Apple TV upstairs. Like, I am 100% aware that I am a full slave to the Apple ecosystem, but I like the ecosystem. I like it, and I get on with it, and it works for me, and it's never let me down. Right? Changing your opinion, that's not very Bridger of you. I honestly, I think part of that is a bit of a trick for camera, I think. Anyway, chat, you've got 12 minutes to go. 32 members to go, £16 to go.
How does it feel nearly stopping at a time that we'd usually be starting?
And we've had a higher average view count than the last like 3 or 4 Wednesdays.
It's nice that
Apple Car, no fucking way.
Because Wednesdays is like I try and have a day off. I'm not very good at it. But you put the boys to bed on a Wednesday so that if I wanted a bubble bath, I won't get burst in on, Mum, read me a story. So you can still put them to bed. And we can get a nice early night.
I am looking forward to. Yeah. I am very much looking forward. I mean, at the moment, it's like, well, it's worked. Okay, it's worked on viewers. It's not worked on members. It's not worked on super chats. We're below average right now.
She makes some noises.
Yeah, I know. She's getting old now.
She's like the weirdest whoopee cushion.
So we're currently below targets. But that being said, the fact that we can turn off in 10 minutes, have a shower, and after sleeping for about 4 hours last night, then be able to get into bed by 10, half 10, 11 o'clock, be going to sleep. Whew.
I'm still on muffin duty though, so I'll be up.
Hey, we're over 31k. 31k is subscribers of Biblical Nipple, not members. Fuck me. If we were over 31,000 members, I'd be driving to work in a fucking Lamborghini. Apple crumbled ice cream. I do like a good apple crumble.
Yeah.
I do like a good apple crumble, yeah. Yeah.
I think that's the only pudding I've ever sent back in a restaurant.
Kazarin, I've had iPhones since like 2010. Couldn't tell you who else has iPhones amongst my friends, but I sure as hell could tell you who's got Android. Can't help but hear about it. We've had that experience like with other friends of ours as well. I don't think I've ever sent anything back in a restaurant.
I think that's the bravest I've ever been. I don't argue with people that make you food in a restaurant because they're only going to spit in it anyway. So just when they meal check you, yes, it's fine, thank you very much. But the apple crumble, especially when you can make it at home and you pay extra because it's a nice romantic meal, and when it comes out and you think, what the fuck was this? This is not a crumble.
Yeah.
Can I please have an apple crumble? And they come out with the same one. No, this is still not an apple crumble.
Yeah. The problem you have as well is is you make quite a lot of good desserts.
Yeah, I've ruined restaurants for myself.
Yeah. Getting 31,000 members so we can get an Apple Vision. Oh, God. Willow, I have limits. I wouldn't touch an Apple Vision. I wouldn't. No, thank you. No interest.
It's such an easy pudding as well. It's amazing how they'll have really pretentious lasagnas that they've dressed up with some kind of grass on it, but they can't seem to master apple crumble. Oh.
Yeah. Anyway, let's get them gifteds in, chat, right before the end, right? Let's have an absolute sea of gifteds now.
I liked how interested you were in my story then.
Yeah, I was, yeah. There's 250 people watching. We've got 10 minutes. Everyone gift one. We hit the target. I go to bed happy going, new schedule is good for all of us. It's good for health. It's good for well-being. It's good for sleep. It's good for mental health. Go, now. Not you, by the way.
Oh.
Yeah, don't you do it again. Just them.
Okay.
Okay, kids. If you think anyone in a restaurant is spitting your food, you're very much going to the wrong restaurant. I love how you call them puddings. That's what they are. It's a pudding.
Yeah.
It's a dessert.
Yeah.
They don't call them puddings, though, do
You
they?
can tell who is a dessert chef. I'll stop you there, Willow. The microwave is a dessert chef in a lot of places that we used to go.
Yeah.
I've worked in many a food place where the microwave was the dessert chef.
The other day, I bought some Belgian chocolate puddings from Aldi, which were microwave Belgian chocolate puddings, right?
Like chocolate bombs.
Yeah,
sort
yeah.
of.
And I followed the recipe. I followed the instructions. I put it in the microwave, and I ate it. And I was like, I've 100% had this in a restaurant.
I made a white chocolate thing for Dad years and years ago. I think it's when we first moved down here. Where he worked was doing some kind of collaboration thing with Bewley Motor Museum, and he's like, you're literally on the way. I'll come by for dinner. We just had James. I think James was a toddler. And I made him this white chocolate bomb thing, and it was in a tiny Asda magazine, and I pulled it off. And he was so much, I think he came round for dinner to see that we were okay.
Yeah.
I think it's his whole parent thing. Like, he has to see it with his own eyes that we're all
I get
okay.
it. I get it. We'll be the same.
So I made him this white chocolate thing, and he drove home feeling quite sick because he loves white chocolate and he ate it all. And I said, don't eat it all, it's fine. And he was just going for it. But I remember thinking, yes!
There's a number of things that you've made where I've definitely overeaten and felt sick afterwards. Not because it's bad, because I've overeaten because it's so nice. Right, some of you followed. Some of you did what I said. Some of you are amazing. Cornet Ed, thank you for the gifted. Oh, I missed a few as well. Joe Cole's Only Feet gifted us 5. What a hero. Gremlin Death 68 became a Jarl tier member all by himself. Another hero. Joseph, thank you for the 1. Jacob, thank you for the 1. Gremlin Death 68, thank you for the 1. Robert Carlson, thank you for the 1. Tony Winnick, thank you for the 1. 26 away, 6 minutes to go. Are you prepping a loose fact or Luke folklore?
Oh, God.
It's a normal. This is a Wednesday stream. I know it's an earlier time, but it's still a requirement, Luce.
Whole thing now.
Or they're
isn't
going
it?
to absolutely riot. All right.
I don't have my glasses.
John, thank you for the poo.
Keyboard's upside down.
Because Wholesale do the best hot chocolate fudge pudding. The fuckers are the size of a car tire. So Joe.
Oh my God.
I'm going to be honest with you, chat. When we go to when we do Tuesdays and Thursdays in the studio. Thanks for the poo. Typically, we go to Aldi, so we can get some snacks or dinner, basically, because we have a microwave in the studio, so we can make hot food, and we're there, like, especially tomorrow, for example, we're there all day. I go to... Hang on.
Starting new job tomorrow with 50% salary increase. Here is an advance on the support to come, Carrot.
Good. Thank you so much for the 15 Norwegian credit. What a legend. You're a hero. I love you. So this is another reason why I need all these membership and stuff. I literally fund Joe's food twice a week. And here's the thing, right? I think what he does, I think he plays it cleverer. I think I don't actually fund his food for 2 days. I think I fund it for 4 days. I'll explain. When we go in at Aldi, I'll go in there and I'll pick up a little box, like one of them little microwave meals, like a little cottage pie or a little sweet and sour chicken and rice. And you read it and it says meal for 1, right?
Yeah.
And you put it in the microwave and you cook it for about 4 minutes, 5 minutes, and you eat your little meal for 1. Right, and at the end of that, I'm like, I'm quite full now. I'm quite done.
Yeah.
Joe goes in there, and I swear to God, he buys these fucking pie plates. His favourite one at the moment is chicken patatas bravas or something. That's how he says it. He's almost definitely not pronouncing it right.
Patatas bravas.
Yeah, right. Honestly, ask him about it, chat. Or he'll buy these fucking trays of paella, and he's like, you look
I
at them.
love paella.
I swear to God, he says It says serves 2.
Yeah.
I reckon it could serve more.
Okay.
And he'll cook this thing. He doesn't follow the instructions. Literally opens the microwave, puts it in for about 8 minutes, brings it out piping hot, sits there, eats the fucking lot. And I think what he does, I think he eats so much on a Thursday that he doesn't have to eat on a Friday. So I actually reckon I'm covering his food for 4 days at this point.
I found out the other day, you know when you buy a bottle of fizzy, just a little one? That's actually for 2 people.
Which one?
So when you buy like a Sprite or a Coke,
Yeah.
that's got 2
Yeah,
servings
I drink a
in it.
lot.
Yeah, I only read it by accident because I was holding it for someone on the bus.
Although, again, I'm trying to come down on the sugar intake again.
But then,
because I find it creeps up really easily.
dairy milk bars, if you buy like the £1.50 bar, 3 or 4 squares of that is 1 portion. But if you buy maybe a 65p bar, it's marketed as though that bar is a portion.
Yeah,
so
but it's not.
Which one is it? Is it the 65p or the 4 squares?
I'm getting better with like portions. I had a Ben & Jerry's pot of ice cream that I used to eat in a sitting, and I think I had 5 or 6 sittings of that ice cream pot over the course of the last 3 weeks, rather than having a. I'm getting better at my portions. Getting better. Just need to get back to the gym nowadays, because I need to drop the weight and build the bulk a little bit. But did you fully build your Lady of Vines? I did. Hang on. So I know why you're asking this, Fem. The bit that it's talking about, I think the instructions for this was nonsense. If you're unaware, chat, the Lady of Vines has a bit inside her chest, right, which sits inside here. And it tells you to paint it before you glue it. Utterly pointless. Utterly pointless. And the way you glue it all together around it, and then you'd have to spray the model, you'd fuck it. Just build it, mate. Honestly, I don't... That step on Lady of Vines where it says, paint this little rune inside here before you then glue the rest of it together, well, then you've got to spray the rest of the model. It's... honestly, I think it's one of the most bullshitty steps I think I've ever seen. So, yeah. Joy Hunger Stafford, thank you for the gifted. Smeg for Brain, thank you for the gifted. We are 24 away. If 5 people give 5, we'll make it, and we'll have 1 over. And I'll let you off the super chat target. I'm just throwing that out there, okay? Most microwave meals are designed for half a human, therefore you need 2 to actually be full. No, not true. Not true. Just eat less. I watched a buddy put away 2 Chipotle burritos. Oh my god.
I get nervous around microwaved rice.
Why?
Because I think you can get quite poorly if you don't do it right.
If it's reheated.
But microwave mealed rice.
Yeah, so follow the instructions. Then you'll be fine.
Yeah, I get nervous.
This is where like I banned him from putting my meals in the microwave.
Why?
Because he doesn't read the instructions.
Oh.
So just put it. It'll just like so when you have the, for example, when you have the sweet and sour chicken, what you do, you take your little cardboard film off, pierce the lid several times. That's what it says. You put it in for whatever the time it is. I think it's like 2.5 minutes on our microwave because it's like a 950 watt microwave, right? Then it says peel the lid back, add a tablespoon or 2 tablespoons of water to the rice, and then you mix the water in, and then it says mix the sweet and sour sauce. Put the film lid back over, put it back in for 2 more minutes, and I do that every single time. And every single time I eat it, it tastes quite nice, right? He'll read all that and he'll go 2.5 minutes plus 2 minutes, 4.5 minutes, just put it in for 4.5 minutes. Done.
The only reheated or heated up rice that I've done at home that nobody got sick of was homemade egg fried rice. But I was so nervous. I was watching the boys eat it. Like, if I see you pause and sort of look at me, then I'm getting the sick bowl straight away. I will hurdle the table if I have to.
Sven, thank you for the 1 gifted. We're going to fall short, chat, on the first early stream of a Wednesday. I'm sad. It's my sad face.
Super sad.
Have you got your facts ready?
Yeah.
Have you?
Yeah.
Do they deserve it?
I think so. They're a good bunch, our bunch.
We've not hit either target.
See, chat, you don't need to buy my love.
What are your thoughts on 10th? Is it worth getting back into 40k? I love it. I'm having so much fun. Love it. I mean, I've enjoyed other editions as well, and I think other editions have slightly more fun aspects to them, but I'm genuinely enjoying myself. Honestly, genuinely gaming snooker, my table is awash with 40k models, and I'm looking at the new Crew stuff that's about to come out and think I want to get my hands on that. And I've got this idea and that idea. Like, I'm having loads of fun, so yes, I do think it's worth getting back into. That being said, just be warned, it's quite expensive nowadays, right? Okay. Anywho, I'm going to give you it because she said you deserve it, but I'm not sure. We've not hit either of the targets tonight. We're £11 off. We're 23 members off. Have a fact.
Toe wrestling is a competitive sport. Do you think you have to get, like, properly dressed if everybody's just interested in your toes?
In a leotard? Or do you put a foot leotard on?
Do you reckon it is? Like, you have to go, like, whole hog in. The headband,
entrance
the hair,
music.
Entrance music. Done, done, done.
I made...
Another toe bites the dust.
I made the fatal mistake the other day of a thing came up on my Instagram reels about 2001 World Wrestling Federation era advert that was done to a specific song. And it was when I was a kid and I watched it. And I watched the advert through on Instagram. And then I sent it to my brother. And he was like, yes! Because it was when we both used to watch it loads. Fatal mistake. Every other reel right now is wrestling from that era. But, oh my God.
I had a friend
that was a golden era.
Who was mad for wrestling. And she was the quietest person you'd ever expect to be into what was WWF.
WWF then changed WWE.
Yeah. Yeah, and she was mad for it. She knew all the I say characters, but all the wrestlers, all the little grudges that were going on. You'd never expect it from her.
We adored it. We, like every child in the fucking nation, it completely ignored the "don't try this at home" nonsense as we're leaping off of fucking sofas and stuff. Oh,
clotheslining each other.
Yeah, unbelievable. Unbelievable. Thank you so much. Biggie hugs for the 5 gifteds. I checked the YouTube tracker versus the Streamlabs tracker. We were 2 off. We've got 18 to go, and we're 2 minutes over. Are you going to do it for me, chat, or not? £11 super chats. 18 members.
Do you want me to do it?
No. No, because that costs me money. It doesn't make me money. It costs me money. Oh, my Lord.
I need to see some toe wrestling. See if they wear the leotard. Or if they just turn up in their joggers, because it's only feet anyway. They're interested in the feet. They don't want to see.
Or if there's like
the
a little stage and just a foot comes up.
They get to lie down and it's like foot.
Do you think they have to do the 1, 2, 3, 4, I declare a toe war?
Yes. What are the rules? How do you referee that? Do you just stand over it? What if your head's in the way of the camera?
I absolutely, I don't think that's a loose fact. I absolutely believe that that's a genuine thing. 100% believe that toe wrestling is a genuine thing. And there will be dirty old men like Joe in the crowd having a wank.
Do you
Almost
think
definitely.
There's a rule on toenails? How long?
And how sharp?
Toenails. How sharp?
Oh.
Is there toenail etiquette?
I'd hope so.
Because did you know it's
Imagine
really...
if you come up against an unwashed toe.
Ugh. Did you know it's really bad for your toenail growth if you cut your toenails in and you round them off? You should go straight across.
Oh, I round them off.
So that you don't promote an ingrown toenail. Your toenail grows flat.
I round them off because otherwise they get caught on the socks and it annoys me.
My brother had ingrown toenail surgery and his foot looked like Mr. Bump for like 4 weeks. It was brilliant. In December. I'm pretty sure I laughed.
I think I just want to pull the toe off. I've pulled the toenail. I pulled the toenail off with pliers before.
The whole thing?
Yeah, because I can't remember how I crushed it.
I'd watch Joe toe wrestle.
I'm sure you were, Joe Cole's only feet. Thank you for 10. You hero. 18 members to go. Come on. We've hit the super chat target, by the way, chat. You're only on the members now, and then we can call the first 7:30 Wednesday stream a roaring success. I can't remember what happened, but I ran it over or dropped something on it or crushed it somehow. And it died. The toenail died and split, and I ended up just pulling it off with some pliers.
No.
It was fucking horrendous,
Did
and
it
it
go
hurt a lot.
black and...
Yeah, it was awful. Yeah. Ugh. Ugh. Grow back though. You got better.
Well, you
turned me into a newt.
Don't round your toenails off when you cut them. Just cut straight across.
But I mean, to be fair, I've rounded them off for 30 years. So.
Well, yeah.
Making the super chat target.
You guys are amazing. Thank you so much. Mutant from Cough. We are currently set up, Mr. the Carl Hodgie. The stream is currently set up to raid Mr. the War Hipster and Tale of Many Hipsters. Thank you, Major Ringsing, for the 1. If he's still live. Let me check if he's still live.
My worst toenail injury was it was when I was doing my ballet unit and I was on point and I had to do weeks and weeks and weeks of ankle strengthening exercises because your whole body weight is on the tip of your toes, and I cracked my big toenail right down the middle, and I didn't realise I did until I put my foot in the bath with Epsom salts to soak my feet. My fucking God. I hit the ceiling.
I do not have wargaming nails, right? And if you know what I'm talking about, chat, by the way, I am now hanging on in the hope that some of you just go for the members target, right? And then once that's done, we can then go and raid War Hipster and take his 50 people watching up to over 100, right? So it's on you as to whether we're going to go and help Josh out or not. When I was younger, I used to compete at judo. And I don't know how much of you know about judo, but judo is essentially, it's almost like a form of wrestling, right? So the standing discipline, you stand opposite each other.
Loose facts take me back to playing Theme Hospital.
I love that. I love the sound effect. And you grab the other player's lapel or sleeve, and you'll try and do throws. You'll try and throw them onto the mat. And if you can throw in judo, the rules have changed in recent years. It's been a long, long time. If you could throw someone so they landed flat on their back, you got what was called an ippon, and an ippon was a full point score. You instant win. If you drop them flat on their back, you instant win. So when you're stood there against each other, you would be trying to throw each other onto the ground. Now, if you got like a half hit, or you got different points. So you could get a 5-point score, a 7-point score, a 3-point score, etc. If you got two 7-point scores, that counted as a 4-point score. Okay, because a 4-point score was 10 points, right? If you threw them onto the ground and you got like a 5-point score, but you didn't get them on the back, you then moved into the ground wrestling. And if you could pin them in a certain place with their shoulders on the ground for a certain amount of time, again, you get a win. Okay. Now, the thing is with that, when you're grabbing a person's lapel, they want you to break the grip, so they'll pull the lapel away. If you've got even slightly long nails, them things are bending back or coming off. If it gets caught on the suit and they pull, and I ripped one, I think it was this finger, and I ripped it like across there. As I was like, I must have been like 11 or something, right? And I ripped it across there, and it was like flash showing. It was horrific. And ever since then, and then I played rugby, same detail, right? You're grabbing legs to tackle, you're gripping shorts. Like, I cannot have long nails, because ripping a nail, like, I've dislodged 3 vertebrae and officially broken my neck. I've broken both bones in my arms and had one of them move so it was bumping out the bottom of my wrist. I've broken my ankle. I've had a tooth knocked out when I was head-butted. I've had half a tooth knocked out with a tennis racket. I've smashed myself in the mouth with pliers when I was working on Apache.
Oh, what a catch.
I've got fucking scars everywhere. When you shave this side of my head, there's a big scar turns up on the side of my head, right?
It concerns me you have no memory of how you got that scar.
Well, I banged my head probably, didn't I?
Probably. There we go. Probably. Considering how much safety is in the conversation of games like rugby now, has judo changed with the whole flipping you onto your back?
I've definitely, this is going to come as no surprise to you, chat, I've definitely been dropped on my head a few times, so yeah, I'd imagine it probably has. So I've got like injuries everywhere. I've got, if you know this, in the winter, it gets to the point where I have to pop a rib back in because it dislodges itself for rugby. So
we're now 13 years in, and I've given up saying to you at dinner, can you please see a doctor about that? It's not a nice noise to hear while you're trying to eat.
Manually popping your rib back in. Right?
And it's a proper at the dinner table. It's disturbing.
But you have to really stretch, and you'll hear it go, clop, there you go, it's in, right? Loose knows when I'm coming up the stairs because my right ankle clicks as I'm walking up the stairs.
One of my wrists, this one. That one.
Judo chop.
Fuck off, Dave. So I've got all these injuries. I've ripped both my quads. I've torn both my hamstrings. I've had a grade 2 tear on my anterior cruciate ligament on my left knee. Like I've battered my body in my life because I was a get outside kind of boy all the time. And my worst injuries, ripped fucking nails. I hate it.
I think my worst muscle injury was my groin. I don't because it's not a muscle that you normally pull. When you pull that, I've bruised ribs, I've fractured my wrist, fractured my collarbone, got dropped a few times in physical theatre, but that's like part of it. You learn to bounce.
Yeah. You do learn to bounce.
Yeah.
Rugby is when my nails go down. I pick my fingernails as low as they can. I trim my nails sometimes so far down that it hurts.
No, don't do that. Because that's like, I think you might be nicking nail bed there.
So you actually see, you know when you see like the bit of skin underneath?
Yeah, that's too far back.
Anyway, chat, we can officially now go and say hello to more Mr. the War Hipster. Do you know why? Justin gifted 5 of the finest memberships loose after Biggie gifted his 5. Star Pilot then came in and threw 10 at us. Star Pilot threw 50 at us yesterday.
Why?
And then Stu has just come in and thrown 5 more at us. We did it, chat! With only 11 minutes over, we hit the super chat goal and the members goal in a night. You're amazing. We're not going to talk about the vasectomy, Smeg for Brain. Strictly not an accidental injury. I went there on purpose.
Ed says, I sprained my groin ligament in a skiing accident once. I've never felt agony like it.
Smarvin, thank you for the gifted. When I was 12, I was building a snowman and a piece of wood went under my nail and came out the skin on the back. No. You found the thing that will set me off. Nails are the thing. I can't. There's 2 things, right? There's 2 things that really set me off. Nails is one of the things that set me off.
Rib popping buddies unite.
Rib popping indeed, yeah. Thanks Molecule for the 2. So nails is one of the things. The other thing that sets me off. It makes me shiver thinking about it. My brother, I used to want to fucking stab him for this all the time. Hated it. And he did it, I swear he did it on purpose. Because he used to look at me. When my brother and I have a 2-year age gap. He's younger than me. And we used to fucking wind each other up. And fight and all sorts of shit, right?
Won't have it.
Now, obviously, I was 2 years older. And I've also always been naturally a bit bigger than my brother. Like, not just because 2 years, but I'm a bit stockier. He's just a bit more dumpy, I think is the word I use, right? So in a physical contest, the poor bastard had no chance. He just never did, right? Okay. And I trained hard at judo, I trained hard at rugby, and he didn't. He liked cricket. So you can kind of tell the type of body that he had compared to the type of body that I had. So he just didn't win. So he used to find the things that piss me off the most, that weren't physically required, like physically involved, and that's what he would do. And he would get himself his fork, and he'd put it in his food. And he'd put the food in his mouth, and he'd bite his teeth around the fork and slide the fork across his... Then he knew he was getting battered. Anyway, chat. Marvin, thank you for that gifted at the end. You people are incredible. We've hit the 103. You are amazing. Thank you so much. We've also hit the £100 super chat target, which I secretly set myself. It's not so secret at the moment because I'm talking about it. But, you know, last night on the game, we did £40 super chats. I blame Kyle. I think it's Kyle's fault.
I've had a comment.
Oh, have you?
Yeah. Robert is quite passionate about it. He says, Lucy, that's bullshit.
Oh.
I had ingrown toenails, not because of the cutting, but cutting them round is the only way to keep from agonying pain again. I'm just saying what the doctor told me.
Bullshit!
Because I needed a doctor's appointment for putting my exposed skin in Epsom salts because...
The worst part about this is that probably would have been a better loose fact.
Yeah. I'm just saying what the doctor told me.
Right,
because
chat.
When it grew back, they said, if you want to avoid this, grow them, cut straight across, don't round them off. We're
going to go now, okay? And we're going to raid Mr. the War Hipster because so I know there's other people we could raid, but I told him I'd raid him, okay? So we're going to go raid Mr. the War Hipster, all right? He's live right now, and he has, at this point in time, a current total of 60 people watching him, right? I'm not going to hang around to watch the post roll of the stream. I'm going to end it pretty quickly. YouTube will automatically dump you into Mr. the War Hipster stream. There's 200 people right now. If we can get him up to like 150 viewers, that'd be great. Everyone just say, hello from Liam, hello from Great Hall, Luce likes cutting round nails, I don't know, anything.
No, straight across.
Yeah.
Straight across.
Oh, I've got a better thing. I know what we're going to do. Everyone, go into War Hipster stream. I declare a toe war. He'll have no idea what we're talking about. That'll be fucking amazing, right? I declare a toe war, okay? You in for it, chat? You guys are amazing. Tomorrow we have the Liam and Joe show at 13:30. Mr. the Kyle will be joining us because he's off this week. Tomorrow night we have another live game of 40k, 19:30. Friday we're back at 20:30. New time for 40k After Dark. I need to order some mead right now, actually, because someone paid for it, so I have to order it. We're back with another game of 40k After Dark tomorrow. No, another stream of 40k After Dark on Friday. Words, they're confusing and stuff, right? And then Saturday, I am making my way to Elephant Games with Mr. the Kyle to hang out with the Thanes. You people have been amazing. Thank you so much for watching. We'll see you in the next one.